Hey, hello, my friends. Welcome once again to a Thursday night edition of Let Him Run. And we are going to let him run, and we have been letting him run, and we have been letting our winners run, which we've been on a hot streak. I hope that you have been able to follow us on our podcast that we put out there. Follow us on Instagram when I pop in a little information from wherever I may be on some of the races that we are covering, in addition to reading us with the information that we post for review and to be read both on X and also on Florida Sports Talk and New York Sports Talk, which covers lots of sports information. But we, Let Him Run, are the number one horse information handicapping site on that local Florida Sports Talk edition. So check it out. Good read, good stuff. And we're going to continue to provide that information, which has been very, very helpful. Certainly, if you've followed it, if you've read it, if you've gone ahead and checked us out on our podcast that we put out there on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock tonight and on Saturdays at 12:30, when after the scratches, we'll break down some of the races a little bit further because, as you know, scratches can create lots of changes in the flow of the race. Jockey changes can create lots of changes in the condition of the race. The tracks can change. Right now, looks like as per usual in Florida at Hallandale Beach, the conditions are going to remain fast. There is no need to talk about firm because, as we've talked about before, I believe in their current Royal Palm meet in Hallandale Beach at Gulfstream Park. They're giving the turf a little refresh, rest, and recover. I've said those words three times before: rest, recover, recoup, renew, whatever words you want to put in there. They're going to get that turf up and running again as time goes on. They have a great turf course. Certainly, this meet, the current meet they're in, the Royal Palm meet, is a meet where they run their little lower level races. Not to be confused at all to think that those are not quality horses. Those are not good races, which we have found out in the last few weeks. Again, we have been very hot. We hope that you have been following us and following along with our picks. Uh, Again, we'll go over those again tonight as we traditionally do. Races 7 through 11 at Gulfstream Park, the late pick 5 sequence. And we'll also this week be taking a look at 3 races at Monmouth Park, not far from home here, about an hour down there in Oceanport, New Jersey, the great racetrack of Monmouth Park, where they will be having the NYRA Bets Haskell race with some great horses in a field of 8, including Journalism, the very likely, well, certainly the morning line favorite and the very, very likely post time favorite. So we'll talk about 3 of those races at Monmouth Park today. We also talk about, when we cover these races tonight, which is our one horse wonder segment. And if you followed us before, you know what we mean when we say our one horse wonder. What we mean is you're not going to have to wonder why we like this one horse, because tonight we talk about our top pick in each of the races 7 through 11 at Gulfstream Park, which on Saturday we will also include 2 of our contenders. But tonight we're going to focus on the top picks. In addition to the 3 races that we're going to look at Monmouth, races 7, which is an obstacle claiming $50,000 turf race, 1 mile, big field, a lot of horses, tremendous value with 14 horses in that field. The other race 11, is a marathon 1 3/8 turf race, the United Nations 600K turf race. Nice little field in there as well, including 2 horses that scratched out of last week's marathon race at Saratoga when it got rained off. So the running here in Monmouth Park, a little ways down from Saratoga, take the little ride down there to Monmouth Park. the two horses. Corruption is running in that marathon race, and Tawny Port. So we're going to cover that race and give you your top pick. And then finally, the Big Daddy, the Haskell, the NYRA Bets Haskell race, which is a win and you're in race for the Breeders' Cup in November at Del Mar. That's a big deal. It's $1 million race, and that's pretty important. But the other big deal is that it is, there he is. The prodigal son has returned. Welcome, my man, Sean. I'm just getting rolling here, and I am happy to see you, man. I have missed you. I have missed the banter that we get back and forth. I have missed seeing this. Oh, there he is.
I'm trying to. Yeah, it's like a steam bath down here at the beach.
Oh, so, man.
As soon as I open my computer, it's like soaking wet. So the camera, but it's all right now.
Is it steamy down there? We at Wildwood?
Yeah, it's brutal. It was 91 down here, which is like 150 at home. So it's brutal.
It's been bad. It's been humid, hot, not fun to be outside. Tomorrow, at least here, Sean, in Hamilton, it's going to be a little better. Going to be in the 80s, maybe high 80s, not humid.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might cool off a little bit. Maybe, maybe it'll feel a little bit cooler than hell at this point. But
that's what I miss, Sean. That's what I miss about you, brother.
Very debatable at this point. Like, no, it's tough because I've been doing some stuff, and I have meetings and everything, and you come outside, inside, and the whole thing is soaking wet.
Well, I know you've been busy trying to get everything moving along, trying to pick up the pace, trying to get us out there with some more venues and get our great information that we provide on all sports levels, including your level, soccer, which is your main issue, Sean. I know that's the thing that you're looking forward to the most.
Yeah. What do we got here today? What are you looking at here? Which races?
Well, I just got started, and I mentioned that we're going to continue to obviously go to our home track, which is Gulfstream Park. They're continuing with the Royal Palm Meet. We're going to look at races 7 through 11 there. And tonight, our one-horse wonders, we're going to go ahead and look at our top pick and our one-horse wonder and look at that one horse in each of those races from 7 through 11. In addition, we are going to look at 3 races from Monmouth Park, just about an hour away here in Oceanport, New Jersey. I don't know how far it is from Wildwood, probably 3 hours, maybe 2.5.
It's probably
right?
It's probably every bit of, it's about 100 miles probably. So I mean,
at least. So there's 3 big races we're going to look at Monmouth Park, as well as we typically do. We always use Gulfstream Park as our base for our picks, and we always look at 3 races at another big track. Likely to be Saratoga, except not this week when we got the Haskell running, which is race 12 at Monmouth Park, with journalism in that race as the likely favorite. But there's another race 7, a mile turf race, optional claiming 50. And the reason I picked out that race to look at is there's 14 horses in that race. I'm not talking about 10 and also eligibles. I'm talking 14 horses. So, Sean, we use the word value a lot. Well, guess what? There's some serious value there, Sean, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 14 horses, you're going to get pretty good odds on any horse you take that's a little bit down the table. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, even, you start hitting some trifectas or exactas there, and it's going to pay a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I went over and finally got the odds on those horses in that race that has the 14 runners in it, the odds are all over the place. You can find high odds, mid odds, low odds. There's no real cut favorite like which is rightfully so. In the Haskell, you have journalism at 4 to 5. Well, in this optional claiming 1 mile turf, $50,000 turf race, there is no 4 to 5 horse. Again, we'll cover the one horse in each of those races. The 1 mile turf race, optional claiming race 7. Race 11 is another big race. It is the United Nations Grade 2 $600,000 1 mile and 3/8 turf race, a marathon, Sean. We know we've talked about marathons. We know we've loved marathons. And 2 of the horses that were going to run last week in Saratoga, in fact, they had a marathon race scheduled up in Saratoga. They did run it, but they only ran with 4 horses instead of 8. And Farbridge won that race, which was not very surprising. He was the morning line favorite. He was the post time favorite, even more so, bet down because of the scratches of those 4 horses. But 2 of those horses, one of ours was our pick, Corruption, ridden by Javier Castellano, has taken the ride from Saratoga down here to Monmouth for the marathon race, in addition to Tawny Port. So we'll look at that race and pick out our 1-horse wonder in that race, Sean. Yeah.
Okay. So where are we going first?
I don't know if you've heard. If you haven't heard, I'm going to make sure you hear it.
Is it about the bird?
No, not yet. Not the bird. I'm talking about this. You got that?
Everybody heard about the bird. No, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You didn't hear that speed play?
Sounds like
you didn't
something.
hear that Cart Peel now talking about our speed play of the day, which we've been in Fuego with?
It sounds like my M4. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, our speed play of the days have been hitting big time. And we've got another one today. In the races I looked at last week, both speed plays hit. One, the morning line was 12-1, and he went off at like 9-5. I guess everybody knew it was a speed play, but that's okay. He won. The other speed play paid $860, but definitely each race that we look at, I'm going to come up with a speed play. Didn't find any speed plays in the 3 races that I looked at Monmouth, but I found a really nice speed play, which we're going to cover when we start going over and breaking down our top pick and our 1-horse wonders at Gulfstream Park. So if you're ready to roll, Sean, let's do it. Let's go ahead and go to Gulfstream Park and run it.
All right. Let's see what we got. So we're going to race 7 first?
Yeah, race 7's our number 1 race to start with. Yes, sir.
All right. Let me pull that up here. A little bit slow, the Wi-Fi. You know how it is here.
You're in Wildwood. Everything's a little slower down there.
Not at home with my number 1.
Yeah, I know at home you're Mr. Speed there. You don't wait for nothing at home.
That's right. Let's see. We'll pull up. Come on, man. Gulfstream Saturday race 7. So far you said 13 horses in. Who is the favorite right now is Musical Journey 9-2, Lady Emily Catherine 4-1, and Founders Day 7-2 with Edwin Gonzalez. Is that sound about right?
That's correct.
A lot of value in this race.
There is a lot of value in the race. There is a field of 12. There is also eligible that probably will get in if somebody scratches. So it's a nice field. Like we talked about, again, it's a 1.70 on synthetic, a claiming $10,000 race. So you're looking at some horses that have run a lot. However, I'm surprised to hear that the number 3 Musical Journey at 9-2 is, as you mentioned, the favorite, because I love that horse. That is my top pick. That is my 1-horse wonder. And here's why you don't have to wonder why I like this horse. This horse ran the last 3 times at 1.70 on synthetic with Ed Greenidge, the apprentice jockey, one of the 3 apprentice jockeys down there with Luis Fuenmayor and Yeber Torres. But he gets not as much play as the other 2, but he's getting some play here. He's getting back on this horse where 3 races ago at 1.70 he won by 10 lengths. He's likely to be one of the lone speeds. There is other speed in this race, but I think at a price of 9-2, because he's dropping out. Last time he was in a claiming 12.5, a little bit out of his league. He still won, dropping now into a claiming 10. Not a big drop, but he's right where, or she's right where she needs to be in this race. And I think at 9-2, that's some serious value for our number 1 top pick and our 1-horse wonder, Sean.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at this, and they list the track as muddy already. So
where?
I'm on the Gulfstream Park site right now, and post time 4:10, race 7, and the track is listed as muddy.
Well, that's clearly an error because it's on synthetic, so they don't do anything to synthetic in terms of labeling it muddy.
Maybe they think it's gonna. I don't know, because race 8
Doesn't
says
matter.
muddy too. Race 8 says
That's weird.
muddy.
That's weird.
Race
It's
9
on
says muddy. Yeah,
I got to look at that because I don't know what that means. Because synthetic, there's nothing but synthetic. It might get if it rains, it gets.
Maybe it's muddy today, and they haven't changed it on the site or something like that. So,
Well, or maybe on the site, the 7th race at Gulfstream was a dirt race, and they labeled it muddy. But synthetic is nothing but synthetic. The only thing they talk about synthetic is if it does rain, it can get packed down a little, and that actually helps speed horses even more. So I wouldn't mind for this horse, and later on we'll see another horse on synthetic, because in this sequence, Sean, there are 5 races, and 4 of the races are being run at 1.70 miles on synthetic. 4 out of the 5 races, and there's 1 dirt race, a 1-turn mile. But we'll check that out a little closer tomorrow. That doesn't kind of make sense to me. But the last note on number 3, Musical Journey, is he ran a 59-second bullet workout at 5 furlongs on July 5th. So this horse is in good shape, in good form, and Greenidge is getting back on him again. So he's getting back in light. The last time out, he was 123 pounds and won with Lionel Reyes on him. So I love this horse at 9-2, and I would definitely use that horse in any of the bets that you make, Sean.
Race 8 here. Veronica Z 7-2, Latte Lizzie, Safi Joseph 2-1. Looks like the favorite Screen is 3-1, and Roxy is 4-1, with some horses down a little bit. Boombox Betty 30-1 there. Starship Polaris. So Wellness is 8-1. So a little bit of a mix here, some long shots and some short odds here.
Yeah, you got some horses that are in the neighborhood of saying 3-1, 2-1, 4-1. The 30-1 Boombox Betty. We're going to talk about her we're going to talk about that horse on Saturday. So pay attention to that when we get to that race on Saturday. But in this race, I have a super interesting horse. This horse is just, I can't wait to see this horse run. The number 7 Screen, being ridden by Edwin Gonzalez, being trained by David Fawkes. Okay. This is this horse's 3rd race. And I was listening the other day to our friend. When I say friend, I met him a couple of times. He don't know who I am, but I do know who he is. And I saw him a couple of times at Monmouth Park.
Is it Robbie Alvarado?
That's your man. Robbie Alvarado's your man in Saratoga when you helped him fix his iPhone. When iPhones just came out a week before that, and you took care of him, Dan. That was pretty awesome. But no, not him. This guy, Paul LaDuca, who's an analyst for TVG and for NYRA, great guy, very knowledgeable, really cool to listen to. He was watching a race before it went off, and they were talking about analyzing it. And a horse was in the race who only ran 2 times. It was a maiden race, so nobody had won a race yet. And they were talking about which horse they like. And he used an interesting term, Paul LaDuca did. He said, I'm looking at a horse that's 0 for least, meaning there's a horse in there that was 0 for 20, another horse that was 0 for 16, another horse that was 0 for 10. The horse he liked and picked was 0 for 2. Horse, you don't know how bad that horse is yet. Some of those other horses have
other
been
ones are terrible.
For so long. Yeah. So he said, I like this horse because this horse is 0 for the least. And that's not exactly why I like this horse, but this horse is a very young runner, only ran twice in his career. Actually ran once in July of 2024 at Monmouth, 5 furlongs on the dirt, then took off for almost a year. Maybe something happened, maybe something didn't really run very well. Came back this year, June 1st at Gulfstream Park, ran a mile on turf, didn't run very well there. So the trainer, David Fawkes, must have had an inkling about how this horse might take to synthetic, because boy, has he taken to synthetic with his workouts. And if that carries over to the track on Saturday, it's going to be a special horse to watch, because his workouts are significantly an indication that this horse might have been meant for synthetic from there. His breeding into Mischief Harlan's Holiday speaks a little bit about value in terms of kind of horse he is. He got bought for $250,000, and the only concern is he's in a claiming race for $35,000. But his last 5 workouts on synthetic have been insane. I'm talking 46, 47, 47 for furlongs, ready to go. So the trainer knows how to get horses on synthetic. He's 25% turf to synthetic. He's 33% with horses running and maiden claiming. And this horse is dropping, they say, taking the biggest drop in horse racing from maiden special weight to maiden claiming, Sean. So I'm really interested in seeing what happens with this horse, particularly because it's in a claiming race and it could be claimed for $35,000 when it was bought for $250,000. I'm not sure. It was trained by Todd Pletcher before it got picked up by this horse, but maybe they didn't realize it was a synthetic horse. We're going to find out on Saturday, Sean.
You talked about a super horse in the race 8. What about race 9? Super Legacy. Super or Legacy. Super.
I love the name.
With Heriberto Figueroa on him, trained by Javier Negrete, owned by Aramis Hernandez. 10-1 there, but you got Bold Locker 5-1. Uranium horse could go off like a bomb. 3-1 there. Dune Road 5-2. Belly of Jelly 4-1, and High Strike 9-2. So we got some chaos.
I got to do it again, Sean. I got to do it again. I want you to pay a little more attention. Joe, what's up, buddy?
Hi.
Now, does that sound like your M4, Sean?
That does.
All right. Well, let's talk about why I put that up there, because you mentioned there a couple horses in that race. Roberto Figueroa, it's his only mount. That horse has been off for a year. I kind of like that horse, but it's not my top pick, not my one horse wonder. I'm going to tell you, and so you don't wonder why I like the number 8 horse, High Strike. Okay. This horse is being ridden by one of the better jockeys down there in Gulfstream Park, even when Edgar Zayas is there. Now, Edgar Zayas has traveled up north to ride at Monmouth Park in some of the big races there. But this horse, High Strike, could be the speed of the speed. Not my true speed play of the day. We're going to get to that horse, but this horse does have speed, and he's going for a trainer who knows how to train horses that are running in these races, but he's being ridden by a great jockey, and that's one of the reasons why I like him. Jose Morales, one of the better jockeys down there at Gulfstream Park, and I think he's going to use the speed of this horse to get to the front, and I think taking to the distance, if this horse takes to the distance, if he stretches out, that's going to be a big hit for this horse, Sean. So 8 High Strike going off at a 9-2 will be another horse that I think we like in this race, and I'd love to see that horse stay at 9-2. But that's not my speed pick of the day. We'll get to that in the next race, Sean. So talk to me about the next race, brother.
We got a special guest here.
What's up, brother?
Former professional football player Chris Hickson, who does quarterback training now with some of the biggest. He got the number 1 quarterback in the country. Big
Really?
fan of sports and stuff like
Awesome.
this. So I had him come on the show here.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you guys as well.
We're going to look at race 10 here. So we're looking at race 10 at Gulfstream Park for the weekend. This is a 1 mile and 70 yard post time 5:53. What is this?
It's on synthetic optional claiming 25K. Non-winners. So there are horses that are in this race that are looking to win another race at this condition.
We got Navy Cross, which he's going to look at big time. Holy Moly Moses, 12-1. Stroke of Midnight. We got King Doro, King of Gold, 5-2. So, what do you think here, Fred?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and throw another speed play of the day at everybody, which we have been, as you know, Sean, we've been in fuego with this. I have been picking speed plays. As you know, I love speed. I love speed when I was a player, as a baseball player. I love speed as a coach. You can't teach speed, right, Coach?
You got
Can't
that
teach
right.
speed.
Speed
You
kills.
can teach quickness. You can teach agility. You can't teach speed. So
got that
I
right.
like a horse that has speed. The number 7, Coreme Pass, an Argentinian bred horse being ridden by, again, Vasquez, who's probably going to be getting a lot of wins down there with Edgar Zayas up at Monmouth Park. This horse has the lone E8 shown. We talk about Brisnet all the time. I love it when a horse is labeled E8. He wants to get out. He's going to get the lead. And I don't think there's another horse in this race that's going to go with him. And also, the U.S. time form early pace figure is 125. That a horse is 110, 115. That's cool. 125. That horse has tons of speed. He's ran on turf the last 2 times out, so that might be. People might say, "Oh, well, that's a problem." He's now running on synthetic. Isn't that a problem? I don't think so, because this horse has some breeding that says he'll like synthetic. And trust me, if Jose D'Angelo puts a horse on synthetic, I think he knows he can win. And I am also extremely psyched at the morning line of 10-1, Sean. And I think that horse is going to stay somewhere in double digits or near 10-1, because he came from Argentina, raced down there in the Hippodrome track in Argentina, and has now been at Gulfstream Park for 3 races. One was on dirt at 6 furlongs. The last 2 were on turf. He's got speed no matter what. So again, this horse is going to get the lead. I think he's not going to look back, and I hope.
I was going to say too, probably the odds aren't going to drop as much too, because you got Navy Cross at 3-1, Stroke of Midnight 4-1, Smart Striker 9-2, Samburu 5-1, the Great Britain horse, King Doro 5-2. So I mean, it might move a little bit, but those other horses, are clearly lower odds here. So it's probably not going to go down to 3-1.
No, not like last week. Our 12-1 speed play today won, but it ended up getting bet down to 2-1. Not because of anything I bet, but just by bets. But no, you're right, Sean. Navy Cross is a good horse. King Dioro is a good horse. They're going to get bet because of their connections. The only thing that might bring this horse down a little bit is the jockey Vasquez, because again, Zayas is up at Monmouth Park. Zayas is the king of Gulfstream Park in terms of jockeys, and now he's not there. So Vasquez has probably got the lead role, and Jose Morales. But 10-1, like I said, this, Sean. When I print out these past performance, I don't know what the odds are. I love that horse. And when the odds came out, and I said I have him as my number 1 pick, my speed play today, 10-1, I was like, Sean, look, Sean. That's Sean's move. When he likes something, Sean does this, I get really nervous. So you're going to get nervous when you see this from me, Sean.
Chris, are you a horse guy? Have you been to the track at all?
We used to go to Long Acres. I think it was Long Acres out in Seattle. We'd go there probably 5 times a year, or Green Acres. I forget exactly what it was called.
Really?
But yeah, we go out there all the time.
Was that thoroughbred, or was that thoroughbred coach, or was that like sulkies? The trotters.
Was it regular horses? Or was the one
or
with
the miniatures?
Yeah, no, the one with the cart. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, horses and yeah,
the trotters. Yeah.
My guy.
So
yeah.
Did you live in Seattle?
My guy Yannick Ingris. Yeah.
Yes, I was in Bellevue.
Okay. So does that make you a Seattle Seahawk fan?
Not exactly. My dad used to actually provide all the coaches with their cars.
Really?
So we got about 18 season tickets every year.
Oh, cool.
So, I was commonly there. But
that's a great stadium with the 12th man and all that stuff. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Even though they get a little fair weather here and there, though.
Seattle is known for many things, and one of them is the weather.
He's a Panthers fan, so he knows about maybe not.
I know about. Well,
thick and
we'll
thin.
See what happens.
Stinking thin. Yeah. Race 11, 627. 1 mile and 170 again. Horses that have never won 2 races. Mamuka 10-1. Sevilla 20-1. Reina Mar 3-1. A lot of Spanish names in this. Dialythic 5-2. in all probability 5-1, attending 7-2, and then there's a lot of value in this. Where are you going here?
Yeah, no, you're right. There is value. It's a nice field of 10 that adds to the possibility of some value. I fell in the number 4 Dialythic, as you said, morning line 5-2. I think this horse is back to a level where she fits. Also, number 1 Prime Power. That's pretty huge at Brisnet as one of the handicapping sites I go to get information. I love it when it's number 1 Prime Power. Back in the class where it belongs, $8,000 claiming, whereas before it was in $12,000. Ran pretty well. The jockey Pimentel is not very well known, but certainly I think at 5-2, this horse is going to get a good chance to win, Sean.
Yeah, I think there's decent, once again, some decent odds here, and she might dance. She might dances Alyssa. Man, that's a long name.
I tried practicing to say that, and thank God I didn't fall in that horse as one of my picks.
She might dance Alyssa, I would guess. Probably ran out of letters there, like on Twitter handles. Now, you going to look at the Haskell here?
I'm going to look at 3 races real quick at Monmouth Park. Race 7 is post time 2:56 Eastern time. This is the race I was talking about that's got super value in it. There's a field of 14. I'm not talking about a field of 10 with 4 also eligibles. It's a 1 mile turf race, allowance $50,000, claiming non-winners of 2. So of the conditions. So there are some conditions involved with this. There's 2 horses in here trained by Chad Brown. The number 1 Maine Beach, probably going to be the favorite. The number 2 horse is the horse I fell on. Love this name, John the Beer Man. Okay. Also being trained by Chad Brown. Been off a year. That doesn't concern me that much at a mile on turf. This horse has been working out well for the return. I love the odds that he has. Again, probably because he's the second pick for Chad Brown, 4-1. I mean, Chad Brown put his main jockey, Flavien Prat, on the number 1. That says a lot, but I think, this horse has a big chance. He got gelded recently, so he's probably going to be a little bit a different horse than he was for more than one reason last time out. And I like this horse a lot. So in that race 7, I like the number 2, John the Beer Man. Been working out well for the return. It's interesting, even though Chad Brown put his number 1 jockey, Flavien Prat, on the 1, this jockey, Sammy Camacho, who's riding this horse, is a good jockey. We met him at Monmouth Park a couple of weeks ago. We had our Ancient Order of Hibernians day at the races down there where we rented out a nice picnic area there. And the race that the AOH sponsored was won by Sammy Camacho. So we met him in the winner's circle. He was super cool. And when Chad Brown uses Sammy Camacho, 31%. And I'm not talking a small sample. I'm talking 68 races. So Chad Brown gets as much out of Sammy Camacho as he does out of Flavien Prat. Again, I know that's saying a lot. Like, I'm not comparing Flavien Prat to Sammy Camacho, but I'm just saying that's a pretty good second choice. And that's why I like John the Beer Man, Sean.
All right. Sounds good. I had to come inside. These kids are about to screaming bloody murder.
I thought they were just excited about horse racing.
Yeah. It's LJ and Greggy. So,
that was cool when they were on. Yeah.
Every time they come on, they make winning picks. So what's your pick in the next race?
5:09 Eastern is the 1 3/8 turf marathon, the United Nations Grade 2 $600,000 race. Nice field of 10, like we said, including 2 horses that came down after they got scratched out of the Saratoga race last Saturday when the field went from 8-4 and the race was won easily by the number 7 Farbridge. The defending champion is in this race, number 10, Get Smoking. He won the race last year's edition of the United Nations Grade 2 race at Monmouth, but he's not my number 1 pick. I'm picking a horse that probably has to step up a little in class, but this horse has a tremendous closing kick in a race that needs a closing kick, and that is Red Rebel, the number 7, being ridden by Louis Saez, a tremendous jockey, and also being trained by Shara DeVoe, a very good trainer. This horse is in form, won his last race out very impressively in a field of 9. Again, put up a 100 Beyer speed figure, which is extremely compatible with the par Beyer speed figures of this race. Has the best U.S. time form late pace at 120. 120 is a really strong late pace figure, and he's going to need it in a race that goes like this, mile and 3/8 marathon. And I don't mind his morning lines odds either, Sean, of 9-2. So that's my pick in this marathon race. And again, I love to watch marathon races. I looked at this race. There's a couple horses in there with speed, but I consider them a little bit more cheap speed. And I know sometimes in these marathon races, I will lean towards a horse with speed, but I think this horse has got the best chance. Got to step up a little. Going to step up in this. He's been in a couple of grade 2 races, ran okay, but I think he's in great form right now. And his last race at Churchill Downs against some good competition, he closed very strongly from 10 lengths back to win by 2 lengths. And then now is switching to Louis Saez. Nothing wrong with that. So there you go.
And we got one more race here to look at. I guess is everyone picking journalism here?
Well, you're going to get some people who are going to look at some other horses. There's no question journalism is going to be is the morning line favorite and is going to be the post time favorite. But as in the case, many of your handicappies, many of your bettors, many of your people looking at horses are going to try to find another horse to win. There are some people who are talking about Bracket Buster, the number 1 horse, with Johnny Velasquez on him, who's won 2 Haskells in the last 5 years. He knows how to win this race. Journalism is probably going to be tough to beat, but I'm going to take a shot here with probably the 2nd or 3rd morning line favorite, and that is the number 4 horse, Burnham Square. That horse ran in the Kentucky Derby in the slop, ran in the Bluegrass, ran in the Fountain of Youth, ran in the Holy Bull, has ran competitively, hasn't turned away from any races that he's been put in, been competitive in all those races, even in the Kentucky Derby in the slop where he got bumped and checked a couple times, twice out of the gate, and then in the far turn, and still rallied to come in 6th. I mean, he finished by 10 lengths, 6th by 10 lengths. Okay, so you say, wow, that's no big deal. But if you saw the race, this horse has heart. He tries. Brian Hernandez is a tremendous jockey. He's being trained by Ian Wilkes, a tremendous trainer. Morning line 5-1. I think people are going to spread out and try and get some value in other horses, including, again, Bracket Buster, some other horses in here who are Goskers, another horse that people are going to migrate to. But I really think Burnham Square is finally going to get his due justice and win a big-time race at the Haskell, which is also interesting, Sean, because it is a win and you're in race. If you win this race, you will be in the Breeders' Cup in November at Del Mar in the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is going to be a $5 million race. So I can tell you right now, there's some horses here that are going to be fighting to get into the winner's circle here for many reasons. Not more than one is which is you get a free pass, win and you're into the Breeders' Cup. So that's pretty cool stuff, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. And that, obviously the Breeders' Cup is the pinnacle of this season here. So, those and Monster Mind. This year, I think there's so many decent horses, and I think that's going to be a pretty interesting race when it gets down to November. Chris said he had to go. He had to take care of some kids off camera, and he said he's going to be doing a football show for us here on breaking down college. He's going to be breaking down college and pro quarterbacks for us. Maybe.
Oh, love it, Sean. Awesome.
Yeah, should be good. But
absolutely,
yeah, he's down here. But
cool.
Make sure everybody tune in on 12:30 on Saturday as we go through the whole races. Correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly review my top picks, but also as we do in each race, we have our top pick, which we covered tonight in our one horse wonder segment, and I'll have two other contenders. Which, if you followed us along, there was only one time, Sean, since we've been doing this for the last probably 2 months, where in one race none of our picks hit the board, and that happened last week for the first time, and that was a rare situation. So. Yeah, we'll cover our top picks again on Saturday. We'll look at any scratches that might make a difference in the races, whether it be in the flow of the race, the jockeys, or the conditions. But like I said, Monmouth Park looks pretty good for Saturday. It looks like it's going to be dry and fast down there, which is great. So none of these none of these races will be affected, and hopefully none of the turf races, which we looked at two of them, will be off turf, Sean. So it looks like a good weekend, my friend. It was so good to see you. So good to talk to you again, Sean. Missed you. Glad you were on. Okay, there's our coach again. Coach, good to see you again. Heard you're going to be doing a show. Looking forward to seeing that, my friend.
Love to be on, brother. Appreciate you guys. Love your show, guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Good meeting you, man. All right, Sean.
We'll see you on Saturday, and make sure you let them run.